Mikel Arteta once set fire to a training ground. Not metaphorically, not figuratively. He lit an actual fire in front of his players. This is a manager who has held up a light bulb in a team talk to demand energy, who once hired professional pickpockets to mingle at a squad dinner so his players could experience the cost of losing focus, who showed them images of wolves, not for decoration, but as a blueprint, to hunt together, press together, and move as one. Speaking to the press, Arteta explained that what he demands above all is fearlessness and intensity. He wants everyone, from players to staff to himself, to operate with pure fire. That intensity is not manufactured. It has been there from the beginning. To understand why Arteta burns this way, the story starts far from North London, with a 14-year-old leaving behind his family, his friends, and the beaches of San Sebastian to chase a dream. At Barcelona's La Masia academy, he shared a bunk bed with Pepe Reina. Around him were players like Andrés Iniesta and Victor Valdés. Yet, despite being surrounded by extraordinary talent, he never made a single competitive appearance for Barcelona's first team. 3 decades later, that same boy would stand at the summit of English football, lifting the Premier League trophy with Arsenal and ending a 20-year wait. This is the story of Mikel Arteta.
This is the glory, born from the pain. We rise up together, screaming your name.
Arteta grew up in the Antiguo neighbourhood of San Sebastian, where much of his childhood was spent on the beach. It was there that his competitive instincts were forged. Danny Donachie, Everton's former head of medical services, told The Athletic that Arteta was among the most fiercely competitive individuals he had ever encountered. He recalled how Arteta would do absolutely anything to win, going as far as bending the rules and arguing every point during head tennis games, driven by an intense frustration whenever he was losing. At 14, Arteta joined La Masia. On his first day, he met Pepe Reina, and the two became inseparable, sharing a bunk bed for 3 years. Reflecting on that period in an interview with the BBC, Arteta explained that while competition was unavoidable because everyone wanted to reach the first team, the environment still felt deeply familial. By 17, Arteta faced a major turning point. His path into Barcelona's first team was blocked, and he made the difficult decision to move on loan to Paris Saint-Germain. There, he found himself among global stars, Ronaldinho, JJ Okocha, and Nicolas Anelka. Yet, the most influential figure in that dressing room was Mauricio Pochettino. In his BBC interview, Arteta described how Pochettino acted as both a protector and mentor, shielding him from external pressures and giving him the confidence to grow. In 2002, Arteta signed for Rangers for £6 million. His first season delivered a dramatic title win, sealed by a stoppage time penalty on the final day, along with a League Cup. It was also in Scotland that he met Lorena Bernal. Speaking to the BBC, Arteta explained that she fundamentally changed his outlook on life, bringing him stability and a sense of fulfillment that made everyday life with her feel endlessly engaging. But his next move was not driven by football. With his parents going through a divorce, Arteta felt a deep sense of personal responsibility. At 24, he returned to Spain with Real Sociedad, hoping to help repair his family. In his BBC interview, he admitted he carried significant guilt, questioning whether chasing his dream had contributed to the situation, and feeling a strong duty to return, even though he sensed it might not be the right decision. The move ultimately failed. Arteta later described it as a disaster that never worked. Yet, in hindsight, it became a formative lesson about sacrifice, environment, and the limits of control. In 2005, Arteta joined Everton, where he rebuilt his career and became a fan favourite, winning Player of the Season twice. Donachie shared another story with The Athletic, recalling how Arteta approached injury recovery with extreme dedication. While most players would commit a few hours each day, Arteta would spend up to 10 hours working on rehabilitation, even sitting for prolonged periods in specialised equipment in an effort to speed up his return, an illustration of his relentless mindset. In 2011, Arsene Wenger brought him to Arsenal. From the outset, Arteta sought to transform what he perceived as a disconnected dressing room. Speaking to the BBC, he described how he immediately took responsibility for uniting the group, pushing everyone to raise standards and committing himself fully to breaking down barriers within the squad. He was later named captain and went on to win 2 FA Cups before retiring in 2016. Even before retiring, he had already begun thinking like a coach. In an interview with Arsenal's official website, Arteta explained that in his late 20s, he started preparing for management, sensing that his body would eventually require him to understand football from a different perspective. Donaghey noted to The Athletic that this transition felt inevitable, describing Arteta as open-minded and constantly searching for ways to improve, embracing new ideas such as yoga, meditation and Pilates long before they were widely adopted. After retiring, Arteta joined Pep Guardiola's coaching staff at Manchester City, where he spent 3.5 years learning elite tactical principles and contributing to back-to-back Premier League titles. On December 20th, 2019, he returned to Arsenal as head coach, inheriting a team lacking structure and identity. In his BBC interview, he made clear that the problems ran deep, describing the club as fundamentally disorganised at its core. One of his first actions was symbolic. As he told the BBC, he planted a 130-year-old olive tree outside his office, presenting it as a shared responsibility for everyone at the club, a living symbol that required care and accountability. Within 7 months, he delivered the FA Cup, but the deeper rebuild took time. Arsenal came agonisingly close to a league title in successive seasons. The Athletic reported that Arteta experienced those failures intensely, describing his emotional response as prolonged and deeply felt. After one defeat, he characterised the feeling as something toxic that lingered inside him. Yet that pain rarely remained for long. Instead, it was processed and redirected into motivation, fuel for improvement. There was always a plan, and eventually, there was a breakthrough. After years of near misses, Arteta delivered the Premier League title Arsenal had waited 2 decades for. The boy who once left home to chase opportunity had not only rebuilt his own path, but reshaped an entire football club. Reflecting after a Champions League quarter-final victory, he described the journey as difficult and unpredictable, but ultimately rewarding, emphasizing that the challenge itself is what makes the experience meaningful. What elevates Arteta's story is not just success, but clarity. In his interview with Arsenal's official website, he reflected on his personal life with gratitude, describing himself as fulfilled, supported by his family, deeply in love with his wife, and grounded by long-standing friendships that keep him connected to who he truly is. His family remains his foundation, and he has spoken about using meditation as a tool to find calm and clarity. Fluent in 7 languages, Arteta has learned to communicate through powerful imagery, symbols that transcend language. Few are as universal as fire. Donaghey captured it best in The Athletic, describing Arteta as someone who thrives under pressure, belonging to a rare group of individuals in football who actively embrace responsibility, ambition, and the desire to reach the very top. From the beaches of San Sebastian to the pinnacle of English football, this is a story of resilience, obsession, and belief. He planted his olive tree, he lit his fire, he lifted the trophy. And, as those who know him understand, he is already thinking about what comes next.